Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I going to go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.
Till next time, Dynast Amir, I'm out.
Peace, family. I hope all is well. I hope your afternoon, morning, wherever you're at, I hope it's going well. Before we jump into the topic, I have a couple of announcements. Announcement number one, if you have not bought the documentary, In Search of Uhuru, again, if you have not bought the documentary In Search of Uhuru, I need you to, not now, but right now, go and purchase the documentary. Again, I need you to go and purchase the documentary. Link is in the chat room. Link is on the screen. Go to searchforuhuru.com. Again, searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. Again, please go and support and buy the documentary. Also, tours. We have a number of tours coming up. We are rolling to Sierra Leone in November. Again, we are rolling to Sierra Leone in November, November 20th through December 3rd, November 20th through December 3rd. We are rolling to Sierra Leone. If you're interested in joining us, please go to Danfo, 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 DANFO .Africa. Shout out to Experience Liberia. Thank you, brother, for buying the documentary. Again, thank you, brother, for buying the documentary. So if you're interested in rolling to Sierra Leone with us, please go to Danfo, DANFO .Africa, Danfo, DANFO .Africa. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. Again, citizenship is available to those who qualify. How do you qualify? If you have your DNA results through African ancestry, which link you back to Sierra Leone. Again, your DNA results from African ancestry, which link you back to Sierra Leone, you are eligible for citizenship. Again, you are eligible for citizenship. So I'm taking a group in November to get their passports. And if you're interested in joining, it'll be a blessing for you to use Danfo to facilitate your passport citizenship process. So thank you. That is it for the announcement. Again, that's it for the announcements. Today's topic, we're going to be speaking on the I don't know if you guys are familiar what would happen. The incident in regards to the West Lawrence High School, it was a high school here in Georgia. The incident of students, a few students, they a couple of the students, they had spelled out the N word. In fact, let me pull up real quick. Let me pull up the story right now. Here we go. Lawrence County neighbors want action from school and students take after from school after students take offensive. Posted a racist photo from the West Lawrence Bleckley County football game. We've been receiving. In fact, let's just watch the story. Let's just listen to the story, and then I'll give my feedback once after we watch this story.
After 5 students posted a racist photo from the West Lawrence Bleckley County football game, we've been receiving dozens of comments about what the Lawrence County School District should do next. Pam says it's, quote, very disrespectful and there should definitely be consequences for this type of behavior. Kimberly thinks they need to be expelled and a lifetime ban for all school events, in addition to a public apology at the very least. Veronica agrees, writing, expel them all, and if any of them are seniors, I hope the college rescinds their scholarships. Trenda says all schools in Middle Georgia need immediate diversity and inclusion training for students, teachers, and staff. This culture has to change now. As you can see from those comments, like those, some people are not very happy about the West Lawrence County High School students and what they did, and they want the school to do something about it. Camila Williams went to the school to talk with some folks about what happened.
5 white students posted a picture spelling out a racial slur at the West Lawrence High School football game on Friday. I talked with some people who want to see some consequences.
I've never seen anything like this, especially in our surrounding counties.
Quadrivius Johnson graduated from Bleckley County High School and went to most of the football games. He says seeing the photo with the 5-letter version of the N-word was frustrating.
To see a picture like that in 2022 is just something that, you never want to see, because I feel like our ancestors have fought so hard for us to get here today, and I feel like it's just super disrespectful to see a picture like that.
For Johnson, he just wants to know why.
Did they plan it? Did it just something like, oh man, like there's the words, we all right here, let's just take a picture real quick. It's the only word we can make. We all just standing right here together.
I looked at the school's code of conduct and found students can be disciplined for profanity on school grounds at the discretion of the administration, but it doesn't refer specifically to racial slurs. Students could face up to 3 days in school suspension and a behavior contract. Terrence James says his son knows the boys in the photo, and he says they made racial remarks to his son.
He said, Daddy, they asked me to hold a shelf, and one of them called me the N-word. I was like, what?
James says the 5 should be expelled.
They're called the Rowdy Raiders. It's okay. But to do that just was a little bit overboard. I just can't put up with that in this day and time and age.
While Johnson doesn't want to blame the parents, he says they do play a part in the boys' behavior.
Parents do have a lot to do with it, what goes on, because of what they see also inside the home.
Johnson says expulsion is just the bare minimum, and he hopes the school does what's best. In Lawrence County, Camila Williams, 13 WMAZ News.
The school district released a statement over the weekend saying they were disappointed by the photo and said all actions have consequences, but didn't describe any discipline. We reached out again today to Superintendent Clifford Garto, but the district has not responded.
Oh man, any kid or any student should not have to experience this at their school. But I'm shocked that, well, I'm not really shocked. Listen, let me give this disclaimer. So I'm neither a Democrat nor a Republican, I'm neither a Democrat nor a Republican. I'm neither a conservative nor a liberal. I just vote or veer to what makes the most sense. All right, I'll call everything down the middle. That is how I operate. For example, police shootings. All right, I think some of the police shootings are justified. All right, I'm not going to rise up over every police shooting. We had a young fellow that was on here a couple of weeks ago, and his cousin was shot by the police. And after reviewing the video, I told the guy, frankly, I agree with the police. But when it comes to stories like Tamir Rice, nah, the police were in the wrong. That was a kid. Philando Castile, police were in the wrong. But the story, the police shooting of the young fellow, I forgot his name. It escapes me at this moment. Nah, that shooting was justified, in my honest opinion. All right. I know there's some people that don't want to hear that, don't want to hear that don't like to hear that. But listen, I call it like I see it. Now, my friends on the right, my black conservative buddies, we're always bringing up black on black crime, which is an issue. Black on black crime is an issue in our community. All right. And I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear the deflection. What about where are the resources at? That's why, brothers is shooting and killing each other because there's no resources in the community. We took out we removed the factories. White people kill each other too. I don't want to hear that. Black on black crime is a serious issue, but we got to be fair. We got to be balanced. What we see here is wrong. Now, as far as the punishment, I doubt they'll get expelled. More than likely, they'll get suspended, which is unfortunate. But it's, definitely is something that should not happen on a campus or in general at all. It should not happen. So, were the kids wrong? Absolutely. And Mandria, I see the comment in the chat room. I think that's for another discussion in regards to the way we call each other the N-word, the way it's popular in hip hop. You have a point there, but there's still no excuse for what these kids did. And you're absolutely right. I think, I don't think in the article, someone brought up how a lot of this is taught at home. And it might not necessarily be taught at home by the parents. A lot of it is through the music that these kids listen to. The majority of consumers are the majority of people who consume are the largest demographic of people who consume hip hop are white people, are white kids like this. They listen to hip hop. And in every other sentence or every other lyric is N-word, N-word, N-word. So if we're going to be outraged over the N-word and over these kids spelling out the N-word, which is wrong, let's have that same energy towards hip hop. But again, there's no excuse for it. For what these children did, there's no excuse for it. It's wrong. But at the same time, I just think if we could stop using the N-word completely eliminate the N-word from our vocabulary, that would be great. I mean, I'll be honest, sometimes when I have call-ins and people call into the show, it's even used here on this platform. But what the kids did were wrong. Are they going to be expelled? I doubt it. The whole shovel incident, that was wrong as well. Somebody says impossible. It's a term of endearment. Okay. Well, let's have that same energy for these white kids that had the N-word spelled across their chest. Yes, sir. I graduated from West Lawrence. Yes, we have our issues, but it's one of the better schools in the area. And you are right about the music. Guys, it's hard to make a case in regards to this incident right here when we use it all the time, and it's normal, and it's become normal. Again, it's hard to make the case in regards to what we've seen here at West Lawrence High School when it is now when now the N word is pretty much the N word without the ER, replace the ER with the A, is now part of the culture. It's tough. It's hard. So was it wrong? Yes. But at the same time, I think when it comes to this specific topic of what happened at West Lawrence School, I think Black conservatives need to also speak on what happened. Again, I think Black conservatives should speak on what happened and what took place at this school, because the last thing you want is for your child to go to a football game and see this. It's inappropriate. But at the same time, not trying to justify what they did. It was wrong. The N-word has become a part of the culture. Yeah, and I don't see what's so endearing about it. And that's the problem. We will sit here and have debates amongst Black folks on how it's a form of endearment, how we replace the ER with the A, so it's okay. But then we want to rise up and fight and picket and shut everything down, boycott when another group of people use the word. And when this other group of people, when they are the largest consumers of hip hop. And then we want to call hip hop our culture. But then when white people who consume our culture the most partake in certain parts of the culture, saying the N-word, we then want to be offended and ready to fight and rise up. So that's my take. I would love to hear from Black conservatives and give their opinion. Because again, we're always talking about Black on Black crime, which is an issue. In fact, Nuri Muhammad just spoke on Black crime. It's a problem. It is a problem. But also, let's speak on issues like this one and stories like this one as well. Should the kids be suspended? I think they should be suspended because technically it is a slur, and per their handbook, you should be suspended if you use a slur on campus. So it is a slur. Should they be expelled? Again, it's hard. Unfortunately, it's hard to hold someone to the fire for using the N-word specifically when it's a part of the culture. So yeah. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, Search for Uhuru. Peace.